Arsenal 2, Brighton 1 in another nervy victory. Um, up until the goal, up until the last 20 minutes, 25 minutes of this game, it was a confident performance. Not our best, but definitely one that showed that we were a lot better than this Brighton team. Um, Only the one goal, plus another own goal to win it. 3 out of the last 4 games decided by own goals for us. And not happy, really. Not happy with Calafiori being hurt, with Timber being left out of the squad, probably for an injury. Not good enough, really. It's not. I don't want to be negative after a win, but we should have put this game to bed. Um, Martinelli should have made it 3-1, and we shouldn't have had that last however many minutes of just nerves and anxiety and lack of confidence that we're actually going to win this game. First half, I thought did very well. Um, we were definitely better than them. Brighton offered nothing attacking wise. Their press was good though. They did frustrate us at times, but the first goal, very good from Odegaard. Very good work from Saka, who was working very well throughout the game, except for maybe a 20-minute period in the second half where he kind of went missing. We couldn't really get the ball to him a lot. Uh, Probably should have grabbed. It would have been nice to grab a second, I should say, before halftime, just to give us that platform. Second half, we come out. Brighton make some changes, make themselves more offensive, added some control in the midfield, switched Kadioglu over to the left-hand side where he was able to deal with Saka and Rice a little bit better than De Kuiper or whoever was out on the left side. And we were fortunate. We worked well, really some decent passages of play to get to the corner and get the own goal. It was not the best cross from Rice. Rice, I thought, was poor today. Um, but it was a dangerous ball. Forced an own goal. Maybe it wasn't forced, but I mean it's going on target, so it should kind of be a Rice goal, but it doesn't really matter. Up until the goal, we looked unserious. Up until the Brighton's goal, I should say, we looked unserious. We looked overconfident. We looked complacent. You saw it. Just some of the lazy passing, um, not dropping back, not just being more decisive, getting rid of the ball. And Brighton get a scrappy goal, and it completely flipped the switch on this game. Gave them all the momentum, pinned us back in our box. We looked nervous. We looked shaky. If it wasn't for Raya making an outstanding save, Minter would have scored the leveler. And I don't know if we would have gone back into this game. But we won. We saw it out. Time wasted for the last 10 minutes. Not happy. Glad to see Gabriel back. Uh, but Martinelli in the Premier League is something different. He's night and day. In the cup in the first half against Crystal Palace, this dude was cooking. This dude looked like he earned his Brazilian passport. And today he couldn't finish a tap in. Very annoying. Champions League, the guy scores like the Atleti goal, the goal against Club Bruges, but this dude can't finish a tap in. Very Darwin Nunez esque, in my opinion. That's why we need a left winger. As much as I love Martinelli, and I'd love to see him win a cup, win a trophy with us, win a Premier League title, win a Champions League. There's people like Yildiz. There's people like, I mean, Anthony Gordon hasn't been at his best this season, but Semenyo, who looks like he's going to City. Nico Williams hasn't been good this year. Rodrigo, who's single-handedly saved Xabi Alonso's job just a couple games ago, maybe even one game ago. Those are high quality. We need to make cut-through decisions. In terms of stats, I mean, we created 2.8 XG to their point 0.8. We should have saw it this game. We should have won this game a lot more comfortable, but we have to make it harder for ourselves, and hopefully this is just a winter period nerves, and when we come out after this period, we look a lot more confident. We look a lot more decisive in our play, but I don't know. It's giving me bad vibes, especially with City, how they're performing, how they've stepped up their performances in this period. How people like Ryan Cherky, we thought we lost Riyad Mahrez 2 years ago when he left the Saudi, and he's come back in the form of a. I think he did claim Algerian, but now he's French, and he can play in midfield too. It's not a good team to have trailing us. Not fun at all, really. And we have Villa next. Hopefully Chelsea can get a result today and knock their confidence, but really nervous about that Villa game. Glad that Gabriel's back. He could show up the defense a little bit, but no Timber for that game will make me nervous. Lewis Skelly not really being consistent will make me nervous. So let me talk about the lineup today. David Raya didn't really put a foot wrong. Distribution was good. The long balls were working for the most part. Even a little bit after Gyökeres left, but I feel like Gyökeres was the main component because of his strength, was just putting them off, allowing balls to bounce. Him even taking down balls a couple of times, and they're running to the channel where Verbruggen absolutely had to clatter him. And no, it's not a red card because we've seen time and time again. We saw Dean Henderson against the Holland. We saw who was it recently? The goal that got clattered, but the ball was going away. I forget. I forget. But yeah, Declan Rice set piece delivery poor. I mean, he did like the things that he does, the hard work, the tackling. It was a decent link up with Saka, but for his standard, I don't want to see him out in right back again. I know Mosquera's hurt, Ben White's hurt, and Timber's hurt. So every person that we have that could play right back, of course, has to be out. So we have to do the makeshift role like we did with he who will not be named that plays for Villarreal now. Saliba, I thought was solid today. Still looks nervous too. Sometimes he just makes a bozo mistake with his passing, and it gives me anxiety because if this dude who's a Rolls Royce, calm and collected, is starting to make poor passing and starting to look nervy, it's not good. It's not good. Hincapié I thought was good. I thought he's been good filling in for us. I'm happy with him as a signing. I hope it's a permanent deal in the summer. Even when he moved out to left back, didn't really put a whole lot wrong. For the first goal, it was his pressing that got us, that won the ball back for us. And I think he's a good player, and I think he's a phenomenal option to have off the bench. Better than most Premier League center backs, and he sits on our bench. Or a guy. Lewis Skelly, just not the player that he was last season. I thought he was poor for his standard today. That what we expect out of him. Maybe he should move into the midfield, but we don't have the personnel at left back, especially with Calafiori getting hurt now. We don't have the personnel in the defense to do anything about that. But in the future, I'd like to see him in a DM role. Just see how he is, or maybe in a left eight. I don't know. Pairing with Rice, something like that, something like that. Zubimendi, I thought he was fine today. I thought he was decent. He wasn't as egregiously bad as he's been in the past couple of games, but I thought he was all right, manning himself kind of dolo in that midfield because Markel Marino loves to push up and he gets back like a bus. He's so slow. Getting onto him, he was fine. He was also fine today too. I don't think he really did anything great. I don't think he did anything really wrong. Uh, trying to win headers today. I like the one thing we need you for is size in the midfield when you're playing next to Odegaard and Zubimendi, and I feel like he was losing every header to every Brighton midfielder, and the midfield isn't even that big. I don't know. I thought he was fine though. The front three, Saka I thought was sorry, the captain was phenomenal today. He was great. He's coming back to that Odegaard that we saw a couple of years ago that put up 15 goals in the league. Um, his shooting is so wonky for me, and I never feel confident when he shoots the ball. It was a very good goal. It was very good to disguise it behind the defenders. They thought he was going outside post. He hits it inside. It's a good finish into the bottom corner. Picks up a goal, his first Premier League goal of the season. I don't know if he scored in the Champions League. I don't remember if he did or if he didn't. He might have taken a penalty or something. But yeah, good from him. Very good from him today. I'm glad that bringing in Eze and the competition of one area has kind of made him more aggressive, made him progress the ball more. He slows down the play at the right moments, and he's kept that imaginative. I don't know what the creative passing I should say. The scoop to Gyökeres where he thunders it against the post. Um, some of the switch of play, and then he drops back and also finds the tempo of the team. I thought he was good. His driving with the ball gotten a lot better. Gotten a lot better. He hasn't really been running himself into two or three defenders and just losing the ball and turning it over stupidly. I thought he was good today. Out on the right side, Bakayo Saka. Like I said, he was very dangerous for majority of this game. Went quiet for a while, and then all of a sudden pops up and puts it on a plate for Martinelli to score the killer goal. And people like to shit on him because he hasn't putting up GA. I mean, the shooting was poor today. He couldn't find the back of the net, but how was he supposed to get? How obviously he went a year without getting a Premier League goal because well, obviously he missed 4 months with injury. But this is the people he's fucking passing it to. Martinelli hits it. It hits it fucking into Rosette, trying to just finish a tap in. Whatever. Good from Kyle today. Um, happy with him. Happy with him. Needs to start scoring more though. Just like our number 9, who that first shot, that first opportunity where he could have just chipped Van Bruggen or he could have just hit it hard low, and forced a tough save, maybe even squeezed it between his legs. I mean, like off the ball, like some of his link ups sometimes, some of his touches are poor, but I feel like his physical presence is a different dynamic, and it does provide chaos into the front line, which is the thing that Arteta loves. He loves chaos. He loves um the ball flopping around and someone just tapping it in. It just wasn't. It's hard to keep defending this guy because he needs to start scoring goals. Obviously, scored a wonderful penalty against Everton, but we need more. We need more from him. Um, maybe he needs to slim down a bit. He's not fat, but maybe he's a little too bulky, too. And loses his balance. He just loses his balance too much. He's a little all over the place. Get this guy with a technical trainer. Over the summer, just throughout the season, and have him work on his touching and his play. Yeah. Trossard out on the left. Was good. Was very good at moments today. Did a little too much when he cut it back like 3 times and absolutely cooked that fool. On the left hand side. Done people a couple of times. Was very skillful today. Wasn't poor by any means, but he definitely is our best left winger in the Premier League. But just nothing too outstanding from him today. I thought he was very good, but not as good as the man on the right hand side. The bench. Gabriel came in, shored things up. Looks solid. Glad to see him back. Still looks like he needs to find a little bit of fitness. Not good that we have a short week and he has to find that fitness quickly. Arteta was saying that he wasn't even in training or he wasn't training with the first team. I don't know. I don't know how true that is. Hopefully it wasn't true. Hopefully he's not just throwing him into the fucking deep end and he gets hurt again. Jesus, good at times. Could have done better at times. I thought he was fine. Foot Mob gave him a 5.7. I think that's a little harsh. I think he was better than some players. But yeah, didn't really have a crazy impact. Glad to see him playing again. These last couple of meaningless minutes in games. I guess this game wasn't meaningless minutes, but it's good to see him just getting fitness back. Hopefully this guy just stays fit. Like Jesus Christ, he's such a good player when he plays. Um, adds such a different dynamic to Gyökeres and Havertz, and can play across the front line. We don't really use him out on the wing enough, but he could play in those positions. I like him. He's probably earning a little bit too much money, and if keeps being injured, we should probably sell him. But we're midway through the season. We're not selling him in January unless we're bringing someone in. Gabriel Martinelli missed a sitter. That's all you did. Had one good take on where he set up an opportunity for nobody, but it could have led to something. Other than that, just poor, just poor for that one shot. Really just upset me. Did well holding up the ball to waste time, but that's about it. Overall, we got to win in a day where we needed to win. We need to win pretty much every game. We have Villa next at home. fix up because our last 3 home games, we've needed an own goal in all of them to get something out of the game, to get wins in the game. Uh, hopefully Chelsea gets a result. Hopefully City can start slowing down because Jesus Christ, this team is just so good offensively. In their build-up, they look so dangerous, and they're only getting better. They have how many wins? What is this? 5 plus, what is that, 3? 8 wins out of their last 8. Haven't lost a Premier League game since November. Haven't lost a game in general since November 25th against Leverkusen. Heavily rotated game. They've been on very good form. They have Sunderland away. They have a tough away ground. Hopefully Sunderland can get it done. And then they have some tough fixtures themselves. But we need to keep winning. We need to improve performances. Not happy about today. Happy about the win, but not happy about the performance. So yeah, I'll see you guys later. Probably cover the Villa-Chelsea game. And that's it. Maybe Spurs, Crystal Palace tomorrow. Depends on how I'm feeling. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe if you like my videos. If you like what I have to say. If you agree with what I have to say. If you don't agree with what I have to say, let me know why. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one.